and it's a real pleasure and an honour to stand here today as we celebrate this remarkable milestone. 50 years of curiosity, preservation and passion, all devoted to the fleeting, everyday and the beautiful ephemera. First, I'd just like to thank the key person who's been involved in organising today, John Robertson. Yay. John, thanks very much indeed for all you've done. Very much appreciated. Really is. Thank you. And I'd also like to thank Polly, who I can't see, she's probably in the other room, Polly, who's made 120 cupcakes that you can see around the place. Please do tuck in. They're free. I've had 3 of them and have been banned for having any more. So please do tuck in. I'd also like to thank Julie Ann Lambert, who's here, and also Sarah Chapman, who have produced the anniversary booklet. If you haven't seen it already, it's on our website and it's free to download, so please do have a look. And I'd like to thank you all for being here today. Our members, our collectors, our archivists, our dealers, our scholars and enthusiasts. Thank you all for coming, because without your dedication, the Society and indeed the history it protects really would not be what it is today. Remarkably, half of the original 8 founder members still survive today. And that's a testament not only to medical progress, but also the fact that studying anything that you're particularly interested in, collecting it, it will relieve your anxiety, depression, and make you live longer as well, which has got to be a good thing. Amrit Tanner was one of our founders and sadly can't be with us here today. But she writes, and she asked me to read it out, 50 years ago, 8 very disparate people were brought together in Maurice Ricard's subterranean flat. An early item on the agenda was how to actually pronounce the word ephemera. Over the following months of regular meetings, it was evident that we all had something in common. Each one was a collector who felt it was worthwhile to pursue the source or production of their cherished items. And this was a bond which keeps some of us still in touch today. And well done her for sending this in. But that was really how the Ephemera Society was formed. And as she says, the Society was born from a simple but very powerful idea. And it's often the small things that we all overlook. The ticket stubs, the trade cards, the posters, the packaging, the pamphlets. These are in fact the threads that weave together the fabric of our cultural society. But some of the objects that we see here today were not meant to last. They were designed for a moment, to advertise a product, to announce a performance, to capture a sentiment. Yet half a century later, they all still speak to us. They tell us who we were, what we valued, and how we communicated, and how we saw the world around us so many years ago. And in preserving ephemera, we preserve the human stories, and you can see examples of that all around here today. Not the grand narrative of politics or power, but the intimate and everyday tales of ordinary lives. The menus from cafes and airlines, postcards from holidays, the political leaflets, the concert programmes, all of them are snapshots of a living memory. And over the past 50 years, the Ephemera Society has helped build a community that we see here today, bound by curiosity, generosity, and appreciation of history. And so, through fairs, publications, exhibitions, friendships, this society that we all love has championed the idea that even the humblest printed scrap deserves to be studied, appreciated, and preserved. And you here have inspired countless collectors and researchers and have helped museums, libraries, and archives around the world to see the value in materials that otherwise might have been thrown away. So 50 years on, the mission now feels more vital than ever, because in a digital age where so much of what we create just vanishes into the cloud, this physical trace that we see here remains. And this handwritten notes, etc., reminds us that this history has texture, weight, and presence. And so as we look forward to the next 50 years, the challenge and the opportunity before us all is to continue bridging the past to the present, to keep asking new questions of old materials, to welcome the young, the new generations of collectors and scholars, and to ensure the ephemera of our time, digital or physical, is not lost to history. So I congratulate the collectors, the researchers, the artists, the dreamers, who just keep reminding us that even the smallest scrap can hold the largest story. And so let's put our hands together really to thank everyone here for supporting ephemera, but indeed all those ephemerists around the world. Thank you all very much indeed.